2007, 8 tough guys who hung out at car shows and tattoo parlors discovered another bond.
Let's go.
Helping animals.
That's it. We are the army for the animals.
They formed a rescue organization like no other.
Let her down.
Using their size, street smarts, and sheer courage, they tackle jobs others won't.
If we show up at your house, chances are you did something to bring us there.
Come out. We got some animals that want to talk to you.
Today, they get 100 calls a week from people with nowhere to turn but Rescue Inc.
All right.
All of Rescue Inc.'s calls funnel through one unlikely home hotline. Their executive coordinator, Mary Fayette, is a career Navy wife and mother of 3 boys.
We're gonna be married almost 30 years.
Amid her 8 lapdogs, she coordinates every detail for Rescue Inc.
What kind of transportation would I be looking for?
Today, she gets an urgent plea for a Navy veteran. Kyle Ragland reported he was brutally beaten by a gang of thugs last week. Now he's in the hospital, and his 6 animals are trapped at home. Mary dispatches Angel, a former cop, and Joe, a tough guy turned animal rescuer.
About 37 to 38 years old. He did a tour with the Navy 4 or 5 years and served the country, so the guy has to be a good guy. I don't know how he got himself into this situation where he got a pretty bad shellacking, but we're gonna find out. All right, do you know what Kyle Raglar's room is?
Yes, he's in room 13.
Kyle? Yeah. Hey, how you doing? Joe Pans, Rescue Inc.
Glad to meet you.
Got a little banged up there.
Kyle lives off disability and 6 years ago moved to project housing in the Bronx, one of New York's most dangerous boroughs. Kyle thinks the thugs targeted him because he confronts them about illegal behavior.
They've had problems with me for a while because, you know, they'll do all kinds of stuff in the lobby, smoking weed in the lobby, trying to beat somebody up in the lobby. And I'll tell them, come on, man, you know, don't need to do that in the lobby.
The veteran usually counts on his 3 pit bulls for protection. But 7 days ago, Kyle left his apartment without them.
Some young punks tapped me on the shoulder from behind. They said something like, well, where are your dogs at now? I turned around to see who it was. There were about 15 that were staying there, and wham, they hit me with something.
Kyle woke up in the hospital with a fractured skull, broken nose, and cracked jaw.
5 hours of reconstructive surgery, they got me pretty good.
Despite his injuries and doctor's orders, Kyle's already left the hospital twice to feed his dogs and cats.
This happened to you, and you still go back to feed the dogs.
Yeah, I tried to leave last night, but it was harder getting out of here.
Hospital security guards stopped Kyle when he tried to leave.
But you're not worried about yourself, you're worried about the dogs.
I'm worried about both of us.
And the cops know this?
I don't know if the cops care.
We're gonna go by and take a look and see what's going on and see if we could transport the dogs and take care of them for you, so at least you won't have the dogs to worry about.
But rescuing the dogs won't be easy. Kyle hasn't been able to feed them for 2 days, and they may be hostile. And with everything they've heard from Kyle, this could be one of Rescue Inc.'s most dangerous missions yet. Anthony Rosano grew up fast on the streets of Queens.
A lot of us grew up on the streets. We know the streets.
Rescue Inc. knows the neighborhoods and the people in them. And they know how to work their connections to get things done. 3 of the guys head to a Brooklyn neighborhood known for dogfighting. An old friend needs their help.
We got a call from Father Lou. We're headed to his church right now, St. Lucy's in Brooklyn, New York, about the pit bull situation he's got going on, and that's where we're going.
Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn is a hard-knocks neighborhood with few services for unwanted pets and a high rate of animal abuse. One community leader helps take on the burden. Father Louis Milazzo.
Yes, Father Lou. How you doing? Big man from Rescue Inc. This is Bato, Angel.
The priest opens his church to strays to prevent them from being picked up by the pound and possibly killed. Now he has a dog that needs rescuing's help.
All right, come on, kids.
Oh, look at these
Come and meet
guys.
everybody.
Oh, man.
That's a girl.
A parishioner found Ebony, a pit bull lab mix, abandoned in a parking lot.
They could no longer keep her. She was extremely uncontrollable.
Father Lou usually finds local homes for his rescues, but around here, gangs seek out pit bulls for dog fights. He's worried Ebony will end up in the wrong hands. Rescuing's eldest member, Batso, bonds with the dog right away, but notices a problem.
When I first saw her, I really liked her, you know. She took it to me, but she almost knocked me down, you know. You know, she's so hyper, you know, I got her excited.
Come over here.
Ebony may have too much energy for a home.
She's a jumper. She looks like she could jump high, so she could jump any fence, this dog, right now. Any fence.
Rescuing doesn't want to let the father down.
You called upon us, especially when the church calls upon us, we're definitely there, right?
But with 2 strikes against Ebony, the guys are worried even their connections won't get this dog a home.
This is a horsepower house.
Anthony Rosano,
They call me Big Ant, but this is the real Big Ant, right? High five. Yeah.
Family Guy,
We got a cool mini bike.
Handyman,
As you can see, everything is customized. We don't leave anything alone.
and Car Junkie.
I believe in before you buy something, try and make it. And if you have to buy it, make it better.
For Big Ant and Rescue Inc., cars aren't just a hobby. They're what sets the group apart.
Where there's authorities, everybody gets nervous because they're still pulling up with cop cars. People call us, because when we're pulling up to the house, we're either pulling up with a custom vehicle or our motorcycles, and you get more of a street level than an authority level.
Today, Big Ant heads to Queens, New York City's limits. At population 2.3 million, this is no country town, but residents are irate over an invasion of farm animals.
You guys call us about the chickens?
What the hell is chickens in this kind of a neighborhood?
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Mike, what's happening?
What's going on?
Animal Control Officer Mike Pastori called Rescue Inc. after he learned someone dumped 5 chickens here.
And they seem to have found a home right up on kind of these 2 houses here, so.
Neighbors want the chickens caught because they're tearing up yards and flower beds.
So now there's a rooster and 4 chickens left, so.
Mike's hoping Rescue Inc. can find a home for the chickens
Extension poles on them.
after they catch them. The guys split up to gather intelligence.
We agree that they come over here at least?
Most certainly. You think I'm fabricating this story?
No, because every single time I say they congregate, they hang out over here, you say no, but then we have
They're
all this.
here, and 5 minutes later,
They're
they're
gone.
elsewhere.
It's clear Rescue Inc. is on their own
Let's go chase some chickens.
for the first chicken chase in their history.
This is gonna be the quickest rescue.
The guys are confident the 8 of them can easily nab 5 chickens.
Pretend you don't see them. The guys with the nets will go up, past them, like don't pay attention to them. And then like Johnny O, the athletic guys will just run up the hill and hopefully we'll catch them.
They're all the way in the back.
Go this way. We were expecting them to do what chickens usually do and just like hurdle somewhere.
We're gonna get them right now.
Close, close. These guys are flying everywhere. They're like little jets flying around. They're really, really fast. There's just no getting. Where's he going? Where's he going? Let him come. He went under the van. Little son of a... Under the van. You see him? He might have ran out of here too then. This wasn't gonna be easy. Oh.
Let's go. Let's go.
After an 18-minute chase, a small victory for Rescue Inc. But 4 chickens are still free, and now out of reach.
That's it. He's safe.
Well, initial plan didn't really work out too well.
But 1 chicken down.
One down.
1 down.
All right, Mike.
All right, guys.
All right. We're gonna get the. All right, we'll see you tomorrow.
Try it again tomorrow.
The guys promise Mike they'll be back with a new game plan. West Hempstead, Long Island.
Which house is it? Do we know? Next to it.
Several residents are concerned about a man they fear is harming cats.
I have like 0 tolerance on animal abuse. I just cannot deal with it. It makes me aggravated thinking about it.
The guys don't know if the accusations are true, but they're determined to find out.
We're Rescue Inc., an animal welfare agency. We had a situation, we have a lot of complaints regarding some cats. We want to know if it was okay to talk to Edward. The Rescue Inc. is an in-your-face approach to ending animal abuse and neglect. We cut through all the bull. You know what I mean?
Edward, how you doing? What we're here to do is we're here to see your side of the story. If you talk to us, everything can go away. There's a lot of people complaining. That's why it's at this point.
The man says he's the victim because feral cats are covering his yard with urine and feces.
There was cats all over the house. It was on my shrubs. It was in the flowers. At first, I thought it was a dog.
Can we see?
Sure. Let's go now. Let's go around. I want to show you. Yeah, well, that's this. This was all covered. That part was all covered every single day because my back is injured. My wife during summer have to step on a kid's do every day, every single day, 3 to 4 times.
Okay.
Your wife, nearly 50 years old, you know, it's you have enough.
The guys notice the cats are nowhere to be found.
I have a fruit shrubs. Those are gooseberries. When cats pee on them, they die.
The man says he's tried everything, from cages to fences and non-lethal sprays.
So they won't have an easy way to jump over.
As Joe looks around, he spots something under a chair.
Taking this off, and look what I see here. So what's this?
The guys begin to realize what's been happening in this backyard.
You shot them! Another cat will come back. You'll never cut a population.
Get 3 to 4.
Under a cushion, Rescue Inc. discovers a box of pellet gun ammunition.
Those are pellets. Yeah.
Covered that up purposely so we wouldn't see. So you just admitted before you shot cats. You don't shoot cats.
This won't kill the cat.
Oh, yes, that would.
Oh, it'll just hurt him and make him bleed to death. That's all it'll do.
No.
Listen.
I have a gun that is only goes to 450.
Listen.
Man, you're still shooting the cat. You shouldn't be.
Listen to me. Listen to me.
That's all right. The kid is gonna just jump up and
It doesn't work that way,
walk away.
pal.
The man insists he's not trying to hurt the cats, just drive them away and defends his right to keep them off his property.
If they will come on my backyard, I can shoot any freaking.
No, you can't. You can't do that. Edward, please, listen to me when I tell you. You can't shoot the cat. If you're gonna shoot the cat, you're gonna have a problem with us.
To prevent more cats from getting hurt, the guys need to convince the man to work with them. But the man says he's sick of trying different things.
You don't even know half of the story.
He says one animal group promised to help, but never showed up. And the police told him he'd have to catch the cats himself.
They was here last end of the summer. They told me you can call us and you will get the permit and you can get the cats.
And then what are you gonna do with them?
You take them away as far as you want.
Okay, and then when more cats show up, because that's what's gonna happen, what are you gonna do with them?
I hope they can take them to the state where shooting cats is allowed.
It's not allowed here. So
It's not allowed here.
It's not allowed over
Not
here.
allowed. You don't know much.
Rescuing tries to calm the man down by offering help.
Can you work with us at least and give us a chance and help you with this cat problem? Can you do that?
The way you're trying to solve it will never solve it. It'll never go away. It's immoral and it's illegal. So you're not going to do it anymore. What we're going to do is you're going to work with us, right? Right? Okay, good answer. You're going to work with us, and we're going to help you take care of your cat problem. You're not going to be killing the cats anymore, correct? Right? Right?
I never killed a cat.
Right. Okay.
I never killed a cat.
You will
In
never
your
be
yard. In your yard. You don't know if he died 3 houses down.
You will never be
shot him.
accused of shooting
I didn't
cats
see
anymore.
blood either.
All right?
Oh. All right?
All right?
Okay.
The man reluctantly agrees to work with the guys. Rescuing promises to return with gear to help, but with both parties on the defensive, there's no telling what will happen. They're not the cops or animal control, but they do have a hotline and headquarters. Island Park, Long Island, the Rescue Inc. home base.
When the dog is out of the crate, he's muzzled, not for aggression.
Here, Rescue Inc. den mother Mary Fayette downloads the day's
The guy
agenda
yells at the dog all day.
All right, so let's go do this.
and sends the troops into the field. Today, Mary and the guys head to a gritty neighborhood in the South Bronx.
At the lights of Kingsbridge, we're making a left.
Their mission, rescue 3 pit bulls from the injured Navy veteran's apartment. A week ago, Kyle Ragland was beaten in his housing project. He's been hospitalized ever since and unable to care for his dogs.
Hi, Joe. This is Mary from Rescue Inc. How are you?
Mary found a rescue group that will take the dogs until Kyle's released.
I'm in the car. We have the house key, and we'll be right there.
But first, Rescue Inc. has to get the hungry guard dogs out. Kyle lives in one of New York's most violent neighborhoods, Morris Heights, the Bronx.
There was other rescue groups out there that were called, and when they found out where it was, they didn't want to go into that situation. So, you know, who they're going to call? They're going to call us.
Rescuing strategy, strength in numbers.
Whether it's 2 of us, 3 of us, 4 of us, all of us, and if something happens to us, you know, listen, there's another 5, 6 of us. You're going to have to deal with them. And we all have friends.
Oh, what's up, fellas?
Fellow Rescue Inc. member G grew up in the projects and has years of experience with aggressive dogs.
What's going on for today, guys?
This guy caught a pretty bad beating from some gang or something in his building, and he had to leave his dogs in his apartment.
Outside Kyle's building, the guys meet Joe Pastori from the Mayor's Alliance for New York City's Animals.
Joe Pans, what's going on?
The nonprofit finds shelters for rescues.
What's the plan?
Well, the plan is to go up and approach the dogs one at a time, very careful, try not to overwhelm them, then leash them, bring them down, and we're ready to go.
Sounds good, let's go.
All right, let's do it.
Joe Pastori will take the dogs if the guys can get them out.
So which one is it, 12A?
The team must proceed cautiously.
Kyle made a few enemies. They knew why we were there, and they knew who we were helping.
Joe leads while G and Angel watches back. The dogs are trained to go after intruders and sound desperate.
I don't know what kind of temperament the dogs had. I know they've been alone for a couple of days. They haven't eaten.
I knocked on the door about 3 times, and I banged on the door, heard the dog barking, and I knocked and I smelled the food.
Let's get the key.
Thank you.
He doesn't sound too friendly, this dog.
Joe tries to get treats to the dogs to distract and pacify them.
Easy. Good boy. Hey, shh. Here you go. Give me some more. You're starving. Oh, you get the big. Take the big one. Here you go. Good boy, good boy. Ouch. Son of a bitch. When I was throwing in the food, the first dog was getting it, so he allowed me to enter. Who's got a leash? Okay, easy, 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 easy. Whoa, whoa. Back up, back up, back up. Shut this door.
Easy, easy.
Joe shoves the friendliest dog out first. But two pit bulls are still snapping at him.
It's a short leash. It's not much of a leash.
Ouch, ouch, get down, get down. Okay.
The most menacing dog is left.
This one's nasty, give me a treat.
Come, come on, come. Let's go. Come on. Okay. Grab him.
Yeah.
You the one that, all right. No. It's been a couple days, you know, who knows how long it's been since they ate. They're really eating this food like it's been a while. Hey, I need my finger,
The dogs will get a full meal soon, and the guys leave food for Kyle's 3 cats.
Thanks again, man. Thanks a
Real
lot.
pleasure. Thank you. Thanks for all you do.
Rescue Inc. heads to the hospital to give Kyle the good news.
Went in there, they were hungry, gave them some crackers. Once we got them outside, they calmed right down. And we just got them, put them in the van, smooth as pie. So you have nothing to worry about. They're in good hands.
That's Scooby? Yeah.
Why don't we try to go back the other way?
The little one is Bruno. Bruno.
There you go. This one's the youngest one. They're gonna take care of them, they're gonna feed them, they're gonna walk them, make sure they got all their shots, and they'll be sitting there waiting for you when you get better. You go find a new place, you get those dogs and you bring them with you. All right? Right. Kyle, you're the man. Thank you, buddy. Thank you.
Take care, all right? Thanks. All right, nice to meet you.
All right. If you need anything, you just give us a call, all right? You got the card, right?
Yeah.
All right, buddy.
Thank you.
You got it.
I feel really, really lucky. You know, really blessed. I would just ended up a basket case, worried to death about my dogs, or just left here and ended up sleeping in a tent with them or something. You know.
Down, sit, down. Nice.
At 75 years old, Nicholas Macchiaroli, a.k.a. Batso, is constantly trying to improve himself.
Good. 75 pounds.
Spiritually and physically.
Give it hell.
He's a former powerlifting champion of Connecticut.
When I get 80, maybe I'm gonna see if I can pull a car for my neck. Makes me feel good, and it makes me feel like I'm born again, you know? You know? You know? Got a kick, I go like this.
But for Batso, self-improvement and saving animals isn't recreation, it's redemption.
This is my son. I've got a tattoo on me, my son. I got him closer to my heart. We were just alike, me and him. But we never got along. We used to fight all the time. I brought him up very hard, like the way I was brought up. Hard, very hard. My son, he had Lou Gehrig disease. Even on his deathbed, he was worrying about me. I know he was always there for me. I never knew it. Just when I lost him, I just fell apart, you know.
As the father figure of Rescue Inc., Batso doesn't want to mess up again. Now he's devoted to being there for any creature he can.
Good girl, yeah. Most important thing, I want to get a lot of powers. To heal, not bad to hurt people, to heal. You know something? That made me feel so good.
Hey, what's happening here again?
The guys pick up Ebony, the abandoned pit bull lab mix from the priest in Brooklyn.
That's Batso's favorite dog.
Batso fell in love with Ebony and wants to find her the perfect home.
Calm down.
But first, she has to be spayed. Rescue Inc. fixes every dog they adopt out to cut down on unwanted pets. In his 2 years with Rescue Inc., Batso's avoided the operating room, but he's making an exception for Ebony.
Hello.
Hi,
how are you?
Hello.
Okay, good
We're on a mission from God.
Everybody's getting spayed today?
Yes.
Ready, Beto? Go to the war room.
You're gonna give me all the courage.
It's a routine operation, but there's always a chance for complications, especially with anesthesia.
That's what we saying his prayers. Nice and sweet. I'll be with her all the time. If I could take it. I don't flip out.
Yeah, here comes the cut.
Got the cut, Anthony?
See?
I have to be strong. I prayed for him too. I had to take the life circuit off, and when I took it off my son, he was gone. It's hard, very hard, man.
Hey, he's in.
Yeah.
See his finger?
Oh, God.
We're going for breakfast. You guys want anything?
Roast beef. What is that? Oh, my God. Oh, stomach burn.
You all right, man?
Stomach burn.
There's a chair there. Sit down.
No. I'm trying to control myself, my mind. Roast beef again looks like medium deli roast beef. You don't eat roast beef, you know? You see it's like a test. Oh, my stomach.
I've even been stabbed already. It looked worse than that, so.
Well, I've been stabbed too. I've been cut pretty good and everything.
Yeah.
But to watch it, you know? I feel 100% better now.
See?
The surgery has gone well.
See? You don't throw chocolate, you seeing this now?
Yeah, he got me. I feel a lot better.
There you go.
My stomach ain't
It's a
hurting now.
success on 2 counts. One for the dog and one for Batso.
First time I feel like I accomplished something. I proved something for myself and people too. Hiya, kid.
Ebony will recover here overnight. Tomorrow, the guys face a bigger challenge, finding the rambunctious dog a home.
You took it like a man! Go in the car.
Right on, brother.
After a long day on rescue missions, Big Ant unwinds at home with his 7 pets.
There you go, guys. When you build up a lot of steam, you just go to a farm because the animals actually make you relax. Ant, you want to come out and feed the rabbits?
Hey.
Come on.
Big Ant's love of animals started when he was a kid.
In here?
Yeah. You know what a port is. I grew up with animals my whole life. Animals are defenseless. I've felt protective towards anything defenseless all my life.
He was born in Queens, New York, but spent part of his childhood in Italy working the family farm.
This is doing the chores in the tractor. Getting, there was like a little trailer back here full of hay, and I would bring it to all the animals. This is when we were doing the goats, when we were herding the goats. Sometimes people wanted to get by with their cars and stuff, but you gotta wait. You gotta wait till we pass, you know? The last count, I think my uncle had 2,000 of them. What the? I'm trying to teach my son to start with animals. Life starts with animals. So, you like cats?
Yes.
Another day of chicken chasing.
Despite his animal experience, Big Ant hasn't been able to capture the chickens wreaking havoc in Queens. Today, he's determined to get them out of town.
Chickens, they belong on a farm. They definitely don't belong in the streets of Queens, New York.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Animal Control's Mike Pastore has been getting an earful from neighbors who think Rescue Inc. should be done by now.
Okay.
In all seriousness, people are complaining. We want to get the animals.
We're doing our best to catch the chickens. Is that okay?
I understand that, but I think your MO isn't right.
What is that?
Your modus
Operandi?
operandi.
I know, but what is our MO?
You should kill them.
No!
I appreciate your efforts, but I don't think you're going to be successful based on your... based on your track record. I'm a tough lady.
That hurt, man. That hurt. That hurt.
You're tough.
Gotta be tough in this world,
That's
right?
right. Now we had to come up with a plan, okay? So we spread out.
I say go across the street. Right, and at that house, come around.
The plan? Surround the chicken and close in on it.
Guys, he's up here now. Wait, Ant, wait for the guys.
But Big Ant doesn't want to lose the bird.
We were right there, just an inch away.
Oh, wait, Ant, you're like a bull in the china shop here. I mean, we got 5 guys here.
Yeah.
1 chicken, all right? A little amount of space here, very small amount of space, all right? Do the math.
Are we gonna sit
We're
here and
gonna
talk,
win.
or we're gonna
We're
get a
gonna
chicken?
win.
You and your man. Let's get this chicken.
Kev, stay right there. Joe, come right here. Right here. 3 of you lined up right there. But he's in here.
I'm here with the net, and I'm like, all right, this guy's gonna come right at me.
Go, guys, go.
Is that him? They dodged us pretty good, bro.
Guys, what happened? You had him.
These guys fly pretty high.
With a failed ground attack, the guys prepare for an aerial assault.
So now, we're put in the same situation again. Here's a chicken in the bush. But now, we're trying to think like a damn chicken. So we all hurtled to the bush. So I stood on my side, Joe stood on his side. Joe had his net ready because now we know he's going up. Nice.
Beautiful.
All right.
Nice. And you get the pot?
You think she's home still? It's us, the guys that you don't have any faith in. This is the guy that's been bothering your lawn, see?
See?
No, they all do it, not just the rooster.
Oh, there's no pleasing you.
Oh, yes, I'm
See?
pleased. I'll sing a song or
Go ahead,
something.
sing a song.
Sing us. So that's 2.
That's true.
So we got a good track record with you?
Sure you
All right, good.
you do.
2 birds are safe, and with a working strategy, Mike will come back for the rest. Now, Rescue Inc. has to find a no-kill farm willing to give the chickens a home for life. Rescue Inc. heads to suburban Long Island to check on a man who neighbors say has been shooting at feral cats.
We're going to Edward's house, the guy who was shooting the cats in his yard.
The guys believe in keeping their word and are bringing him a humane alternative to his pest problem.
We're gonna bring him some of the equipment that we promised we were gonna bring so he stopped shooting them. And you better answer the door because this has got to get done.
The guys hope to install an animal sprinkler system, which uses sensors to detect and spray stray animals.
Big Ed,
All right.
what's going on? We got some equipment for you. It's gonna take
What's
care of
up,
your cat
Eddie? How you
problem. Come
doing?
on.
No, thanks. I don't want your equipment.
Why don't you want the equipment? Ed.
Yeah.
You guys
Listen,
are great.
But
Thanks
listen
for
to
your
me.
help.
Ed, listen to me.
You're great.
You didn't give us a
Ed,
chance to
listen
help
to
you
me.
yet.
No,
Ed,
but
listen
I
to
just
me.
don't like to see, a pack of people that looks almost like a pack of rats against one person.
Ed,
Come
listen,
on.
I'm not a rat, Ed.
Several of you.
Rat.
Oh, yeah?
You wanted to? I'll tell everybody to go back in the car, and then it'll just be me and you.
We went and got this thing to help the
liar.
cats, not
Listen
for
to
you.
me. This is what I bought this for.
What? Listen, Joe. You
I
pick
gotta-
on the animals because they don't fight back.
I got a behind
Get
them.
the
The man calls the cops.
I had those abusers at my house again. Rescue Inc.
Rescue Inc.
There is more than one person. There is a few persons. They yell at me, they accusing me again of different things. I just don't want anybody in the front of my house. I want the police coming here right now.
You see this? We bring it here for you so you don't have to shoot the cats no more and get aggravated. We went out and bought this for you out of our own pocket. We bought it for you. And now you're being a piece of about it.
The last time you were here,
you said, and then you said we could come back and help you.
You showed
up. All right, here we go. He's the
You're the one that told us to come back.
You okay?
No, this guy called over there. We were here last week, and we went out and bought stuff for his cat problem, and now he's just like, totally made a U-turn.
You didn't believe me, but I got communications. They thought I killed them. One of them told me, no, you killed them. They probably went someplace and died.
Hi.
How you doing?
All right, how are you?
Just
kind of getting like both stories.
Yeah.
Listening to them. Apparently you were gonna, from what I got, you were gonna offer him some kind of
We went out and bought it.
All right, now obviously he doesn't want it. And he just wants you guys to leave.
Okay.
So, you know.
We were just trying to do the right thing by the animals.
Absolutely. No, believe me,
We didn't go buy this for no reason.
I'm sure you didn't.
Rescue Inc. may not have gotten their way today, but they won't stop trying.
He's going to keep on doing what he's doing, and we have no choice but to keep on coming back and telling him to stop.
The guys will keep checking with neighbors, and if they hear a single complaint, they'll be back in full force.
We know.
All right.
All right.
Rescue Inc. saves animals. But a job's not done until they're healthy and in homes. So Rescue Inc. coordinates with other groups committed to helping animals, from vet clinics
How do you want him?
to shelters to adoption fairs. Rescue Inc. sets up shop at a strip mall in eastern Long Island. They hope to lure people to an animal adoption van and Ebony, the energetic pit bull lab mix. As always, the guys know how to draw attention.
Hey, how you doing? Any out yet?
Batso is hell-bent on finding the young dog a home today. This adoption fair, organized by a fellow rescue group, only happens once a month.
I hope she finds a good home. I hope somebody takes her. That's number one.
But he's worried Ebony's hyper-personality will make her a tough sell.
Let me tell you something. They're very lovable.
Oh.
She's all chipped and everything, you know.
Ebony charms people immediately.
Ain't that cute?
Where is he?
Huh?
Wow, look at this.
She loves you.
Look at this.
But the lookers are shy to commit.
I gotta talk to my husband first.
If I didn't have 6 cats, I'd have one
Oh,
of
come
you.
on. They get along good with the cat.
You interested in a dog?
I have 3 already. I want
So
a
make
little
it
one
even.
now.
Make
Take
it
it
even. You're an even number.
So the next time you come here, you say, I got 4.
Do you have any female little dogs?
They're right there. Grab a couple.
I like this dog get adopted with somebody. You know, this is a nice dog. Why would somebody adopt her, you know? It makes me so sad, you know? Oh, come on.
The fair starts to wind down, and Ebony's still homeless. But in the final minutes, Batso gets a tip. A woman has fallen for Ebony.
I can't believe how no one is taking her.
She can't take the dog herself, but knows someone who could be perfect. He lives in a nice neighborhood and has a huge yard.
I hope he has a really good home, you know? You know, I really do, you know? To me, animals is like, it's my family.
It's a long shot, but Batso thinks this may be just the break Ebony's waiting
All right, well,
for.
think about it. You got the card.
Okay.
Okay?
After a 2-hour drive, the guys arrive in upstate New York at their chicken's new home.
Hi, you made it.
A fellow animal rescuer told them about Bob and Alana's Blue Moon Farm in Burbank.
Hey, Bob.
Guys, enjoy. Thank you.
There was a lady upstate New York who actually takes in rescue chickens, turkeys, anything that's a farm animal. She'll take it.
There you go.
Hi, Anthony, Ilana.
You want to check him out?
Yeah.
There you go.
He's a cute little guy.
The guys will introduce the hen and rooster to an existing flock of nearly 100 chickens.
The first thing we seen is this lady had chickens everywhere. And she had names for them. So that made us comfortable. This is definitely a place to bring them.
They release the hen first. Ilana says females adapt better to new groups.
Good girl.
Next, the rooster.
So this is the moment of reunion?
We're gonna get him now?
Yeah.
This guy's ready to go.
Roosters protect their flock and could get aggressive.
Because we've introduced the new rooster, all of the other roosters are going to come by and show off and figure out who's the dominant guy. Hopefully they get used to this and they don't.
Oh, there they go. Look at that.
Try to kill each other.
He might be small, but he's tough. This one's going in. Yeah. Like, I'll give you a beating. Get the hell out of here.
The city rooster, the smaller of the two birds, accepts his new place in the pecking order.
Again, thank you very much. Wonderful job you're doing here.
Thank you.
Fabulous. Really appreciate everything.
Pleasure meeting you.
Are you going to give me back my chicken?
Yes, I am. See you guys later.
Bye. Hope they make it back okay.
They're from Queens. They'll make it.
Ready to see Ebony? Yes, I am.
Big Ant and Father Lou go to pick up Ebony from rescuing headquarters. The guys have a potential home for the priest's energetic dog, but they want his blessing on the match.
Hello, sweetheart. Oh, me?
No, the four-legged dog. Come over here. What do you think?
Hey, not the deep stuff.
Just relax.
Why did you get him all excited?
The adopter passed Rescue Inc.'s required background check,
Sit down.
but the guys want to be sure his home and personality are a good fit.
Ebony's gonna meet him, and we'll see if it's a perfect match.
Good girl. She's grabbing this. Oh, yeah, because I'm going to be there. You believe me, I'm going to be there and talk to the person about Ebony.
I don't know which one we have to worry about. Faster with the dog.
The hopeful owner lives in Rosedale, Queens, a suburban neighborhood with plenty of room for a lively dog. But will the man be a match for Ebony's hyper-personality?
Darrell.
Hello.
Hey.
Welcome.
Big Ant from Rescue Inc. Father Lou.
Hi, Father.
Gatso.
All right.
Hey, how you doing? Ebony, how you doing? Oh, would you guys like to come in the backyard?
Yes, let's go check out
Okay,
the
go ahead.
Okay.
Come on. Nice. No. Nice.
Wow, nice yard. Look at this. Nice fence. You can jump this. Beautiful.
Big Ant and Father Lou are impressed,
That is really nice.
but Batso remains cautious.
You got to spend a lot of time with the dog.
Yeah.
Because the dog, she needs a lot of love and care.
Yeah.
Because I love the dog, you know. Yeah. Nice. You get to know her.
Yeah.
You get to know you.
Yeah.
You feel each other's force. Like,
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. My grandparents lived in this house. I lived in them all my life, and they died recently.
Oh, yeah.
And I've actually been alone.
Oh, yeah.
So, this will be a great addition to my life.
You know what? Look, she's calm with him, too.
Oh, that is beautiful.
I guess up here. Okay. I think this is a match made in heaven over here. Right, Father?
Well, we hope so.
But Batso is the real judge.
Secondly, she likes...
Well, I plan to give her a very good home. Very good home.
Batso looks to Ebony for a sign she's happy.
She said she found a home. Can't you tell? The God bless us, man. Ebony, she just let go. She went to the owner, the guy. Yeah, she knew it. You know what I mean? That felt so good. Yeah. It made me feel like that I accomplished something. How we got a home for one of our children.
Darrell signs the final papers to make the adoption official.
Our number, keep it, because anytime you need anything, we'll be here for you. We need help with the dog. All right, everybody's happy. We're all happy. That's it. Job well done. Ebony's happy, which is most important. So let's get out of here. Come on.
I'm extremely
Let's go, guys. Come on.
Come on, let's go.
Take care, Darrell.
Thank you. God bless you. All right, take care.
Thank you. Yes, I will. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
All right, kid, take care.
You made my dreams come true.
Thanks to Rescue Inc., a down and out dog from Brooklyn.
God bless.
Now has a happy home.
Take care.
But animal rescue work never stops.
This is a setup. I mean, what the hell are we doing here?
We're animal rescue. I was walking by and I saw maybe 20 or so cats. I mean, they're all over.
And things aren't always quite what they seem.
Wait.
There must be at least 17.
This is a different problem, man.
You're looking nervous now.
As of this morning, it was alive.